Go ahead and sign in.
You need a pen?
Mom says I'm so contagious.
Skip the chaos and the germs. Log in to waitfromhome.com. See wait times at over 15 UMC clinics. And when it's time to come in, we'll call or text. Skip the wait. Waitfromhome.com.
It's Thursday, so that means it's time for the Wreckem 247 recruiting update. I'm Carlos Silva, the Wreckem 247 editor, and I'm joined by Michael Labar because everyone enjoyed my first one where I was by myself, so I decided to get someone else to help me out. First and foremost, we'll go with the recruiting update that came out today. In the recruiting notebook, I spoke to Trey Siggers, a 5'8", 160-pound wide receiver from Duncanville High School. He was very impressed by Texas Tech. He came earlier in the year and said he felt like a family. Atmosphere was built between the coaching staff and himself. Also enjoyed the running gun offense, which is a mirror of what he does at Duncanville, and felt he could really see himself in that offense. Now, granted, he's got a ton of offers. He's got several to some other big schools as well. Said he's going to look at all those and make a decision by the end of the spring. Speaking of Ivory Jackson, the defensive tackle from Amarillo High School, he was rock solid when I spoke to him in terms of going to Texas Tech. I spoke to him Wednesday night, said even despite his mother trying to sway him a different way earlier on, said the Texas Tech coaching staff made him feel like a family along with his mother, so that was the biggest opening thing for him. And we'll start talking to Michael Labar, who last week, I know the biggest thing that we spoke about was Jalen Nolan, Brownfield High School, getting an offer from Texas Tech. How did he do against Tornillo in a big win?
Brownfield right now is 6-0 overall and 2-0 in district. Jalen Nolan was a big part of their, I believe, 50-0 victory?
60-0.
60-0 victory. He had, on this season, he has 1,700 yards passing and 20 touchdowns passing. And on the ground, he has 714 yards rushing and 14 touchdowns on the ground. And that doesn't include a punt touchdown you saw.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely a dynamic player. When you do look at him, he can throw the ball, he can run the ball. As you mentioned to me on Twitter, he can really do it all. I mean, he punted the ball, returned one for a touchdown, threw a couple of touchdowns, showed his arm strength and his touch on a nice loft to the left side of the end zone as well in that game against Tornillo. Granted, they're a winless team, may have made him look a little bit better than usual, but you're certainly going to see a great performance from him when they do have their district games against Slayton and Shallow Water later this year. The other thing that we like to do as well is try and update our audience on some of the happenings in the recruiting cycle as well. Braden Stringer may have been injured last week.
Yeah, during their 38-35 victory over our Cypress Ranch's 38-35 victory, Braden was carted off the field with an arm injury. Now we have been unable to contact Braden Stringer to this point, but what I've been able to tell through Twitter is that the injury was on the left arm. He has gone through surgery, and it looks like he has a cast on that arm.
Well, it's definitely going to be a tough one. We'll definitely try and get a hold of him or his coach to try and get an update, see how long that's going to last. Could be a season-ending injury, who knows, but we'll definitely get in contact with him. And last but not least, let's do a statistics update as well. I know you've got some stats on some guys that you wanted to highlight, Derek Willies being the first one.
Yeah, Derek Willies was named the NJCAA Player of the Week. He had 8 catches for 211 yards and 3 touchdowns for Trinity Valley. Huge win for them. You also have the Leon Ward for Dallas Skyline. He had 176 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns, but he also had 117 yards receiving and a touchdown. So, Texas Tech using their running backs often for receiving purposes, that could be something big.
Yeah, definitely see a little bit of Jakeem Grant in him. Obviously, he's been able to throw for a touchdown, run for a touchdown, get one for a punt return as well. And then last but not least, let's do a looking ahead. Lance Thomas got a offer last week in terms of getting one from Texas Tech on Thursday, announced that on Twitter, so we'll be talking to him Thursday night. We'll get an update on him, as well as some other recruits as well. But for you, if you're looking for more information on the Texas Tech recruiting trail, you can go to Wreckem247.com, or for your Texas Tech athletics information, you can go to RedRaiders.com. I'm Carlos Silva, the editor of Wreckem247.com. This is writer Michael Labar from Wreckem247. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll talk to you next Thursday.